Hey guys, this is Shannon with another Excel video. Today we're going to be talking about keyboard shortcuts in Excel, and these are basically going to be very time saving when you're trying to navigate through an Excel worksheet or data on an Excel worksheet. And it'll definitely have you looking like a pro, knowing what you need to know in order to navigate through Excel. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to navigate through a set sheet of data. So as you can see, I have a table, a fictitious table with random numbers and names and things of that nature. And let's just say you want to get to the end of your data sheet and you have 1,000 rows and you don't want to just scroll forever. So in order to do that, you're going to go ahead, hit Control, and hit the down arrow, and that will automatically take you to your last row in your set data sheet. If you want to go back up to your first row, you do the same thing. You hit Control up, and it always goes to the last edge of your data sheet. So for example, if you want to go to the right, you do Control and the right arrow, and it goes to that. And if you want to go to the left, it'll take you Control and left arrow, and it'll take you to the leftmost information in that data table. Next, what we're going to talk about is going through your rows and your columns, selecting rows and columns. So for example, if you have 100 columns and you don't want to scroll all the way to the end, all you have to do is hit Control spacebar, and it's going to highlight all the columns that have information or text entered into it. Now say you want to select just one entire row. You would just go ahead and do the row that you want to select, and then you're going to hit Shift spacebar, and it'll highlight that whole entire row for you. That way you don't have to scroll all the way to the right or scroll all the way to the left. Now let's just say you have 2 or 3 different worksheets that you're trying to navigate in between. As you can see, I have keyboard shortcuts, sheet 3, sheet 2. I don't know why that's in order, but bear with me here. If you want to navigate in between these worksheets, all you have to do is hit Control page down, and every time you hit page down, it's going to take you to the right of the worksheet. You're going to go to the right. Now if you want to go back to the left, all you have to do is hit Control page up, and it'll take you back to the left. So you can easily navigate in between all of your worksheets, especially if you have 10 or 20 worksheets. It'll be easier to navigate in between them. Now let's just say you want to add borders to your data sheet. Instead of going to the border sheet and doing all of that, all you have to do is do Control A, which is going to select your entire data sheet or your entire table basically, and then all you have to do in order to get that entire border is hit Control Shift and the and sign, and that will automatically put a border on your sheet. Now if you want to get rid of this border, you can do the same thing. Hit Control A, which selects the entire table, and then do Control Shift underscore, and that's going to get rid of that border automatically for you guys. Now let's just say you want to format these numbers to be in currency format or in number format or in percentages, or you want to clear your entire formatting. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do Control Shift down, which we learned earlier, and that will take you, again, highlight your entire column all the way down to the last row. Now if you want to do this in currency, because for annual salary I would definitely want to put that in currency format, I'm going to go ahead and do Control Shift, and then you're going to do the dollar sign, and that will automatically format it to be in currency format. Now if you want to put it in number format, you do the same thing. It's going to be Control Shift, but instead you're going to do the exclamation mark, and that'll automatically take it to the number format. Now let's say you want to put it in percentages, do the same thing again, Control Shift, and you hit, you guessed it, the percentage sign, and that's going to automatically turn it into a percentage sign. But of course, be very careful with percentage formatting. Make sure you already have it in decimal form. That way when it takes it to a percentage, it'll take it into the right percentage. Now if you want to go ahead and clear all formatting, you're going to do Control Shift, and then you're going to do the tilde sign, I believe it's called, and I forgot to highlight this one, and that will get rid of all your formatting. Now, let's say that your set data table has formulas in it, and you want to make sure that your formula is doing what you essentially formatted it to do. So, of course, in order to get total gross income, I would add my annual salary with my annual bonus. So, in order to make sure that I'm actually doing that, I'm going to hit F2, and that will automatically show me what formula I have in that cell and what cells that it's referencing for this formula to work. This really helps when you're trying to figure out what's wrong with your formula and you don't know what it is. And, it could just basically be you're referencing the wrong formula, and that's all it could be. But, this is just a quicker way to see what you put in and how you could fix it very, very quickly. Now, as you can see, in this formula, I already have it locked. But if you just want to quickly lock it, hit F2, and then F4 is going to be what actually locks your cell. If you've seen my previous videos, I tell you to lock your cell all the time, guys, because you never know when you're going to use that for something else, and you also don't want to mess up your data in case you have your data going all the way down your sheet or things of that nature. And last but not least, this is going to be the last shortcut that I show you guys. If you want to do a repeated action, so for example, say I want to insert 5 more rows, all I have to do is hit F4. And F4 is just going to basically repeat the last action that you did. If you want to undo what you just did, or basically go back to how it was, you can hit Control Z. And that's going to do everything back to the way that it was. Now, essentially, Excel, you can use shortcuts for virtually anything in Excel, and in order to do that, hit the Alt key, and as you can see at the top, it's going to give you different letters with different pages and places that you can go through Excel. So, for example, if I want to go to inserting a header into my worksheet, I'm going to hit Alt, I'm going to hit N for insert, and then I'm going to hit H for header. And that'll automatically take me to my header virtually using my keyboard. I didn't use my mouse at all in order to get to the header. And that will literally get you to anything in Excel. And guys, once you get these shortcuts packed down, Excel is going to be the most powerful tool that you can use. And now you're even faster in navigating through your worksheets and through your spreadsheets and going through data, columns, and rows, and highlighting. It will really help you be more marketable when you are trying to get a job that uses Excel very heavily. And once you are Excel, basically Excel intellectual, it'll make you more of a better employee to navigate through Excel. Thank you guys for tuning in, and let me know if these shortcuts really help you in time saving. And hey, again, this is Shannon signing out. See you next time.